Shabbat Shalom and Shana Tova. Rabbi Zerin here, hoping you all had a meaningful and uplifting Rosh Hashanah and that you're all doing well. We're about to enter a special Shabbat called Shabbat Shuvah, one that earns its name from the first line of the Haftarah, Shuvah Yisrael ad Adonai Elohecha, return, O people Israel, to the Lord your God. A Haftarah chosen specially for this Shabbat between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, a time when we are meant to particularly focus on the process of tshuva. As I've spoken about before, this process of tshuva, which literally means to turn or return, is a process in which we are asked to turn our lives around, mend our relationships between ourselves, God, and others, and return to an ideal vision of ourselves. We often say that it's a time when we're supposed to say, I'm sorry. But every time we come to this time of year, I find myself reflecting on a parenting article I read several years ago, an article entitled something like, Why You Shouldn't Teach Your Kids to Say I'm Sorry. Though the title was quite provocative, the content was quite compelling. In it, the authors argued that parents should not force their children to say I'm sorry every time they do something wrong, because a hollow apology without any context can become meaningless. Instead, parents should teach their children to identify what it is that they did wrong, and more importantly, teach their children to ask a key question: what can I do to make it better? This article echoes the wisdom taught by the Rambam in his Laws of Tshuva, in which he wrote, "Transgressions between a person and their fellow will not ever be forgiven until one restores to one's fellow what is owed and appeases them." In other words, when it comes to transgressions between a person and God, Yom Kippur affects forgiveness. But when it comes to wrongs that we've done to another person, we will not be forgiven unless we ask, what can I do to make this better? And unless we do what needs to be done to repair what's been broken. Only after that can we ask forgiveness and find forgiveness, completing the process of tshuva. Wishing you all a meaningful Shabbat Shuvah and a Shabbat Shalom.